Fellas, how you going? So session number 2, hopefully you gave session number 1 a really good go, particularly that technical introduction to some of those new exercises. As I mentioned in the video number 1, those are really important moving forward. So hopefully you gave that some time and you gave that a really good effort. And please, if you haven't, definitely go back and do that video. We'll be touching on a bit of a recap for the hinge today, but really important that you go back and do that first video. And if you found it difficult, feel free to have another go at it, because that stuff is vital for us going forward. Right, so ADP warm-up, that's how we start the session, so we will get into that. So first exercise is the push-up and TX twist. So we're going to do 6 repetitions of that. I'm going to do it with you today, so let's get started, find some space. Press up and twist. Remember to feel free to go from your knees if this is too advanced from your feet. Number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Straighten the back extension. Turn so you can see. Face down. Good arch. 1, 2, 3, 6. Kneeling hamstring floss. Right knee down, left leg out in front. I'm going to sink forward, straighten this leg and push back. There's 1. Cool, other side. Oh. Really stretch forward, drop my hips down, push back, bum back. Right, number 4, last one, monkey squat, so do it side on. Really important because we're going to go over the squat. So good squat, or what you think a good squat looks like. Good squat, touch my toes, reach, and reach. Stand up. Good squat, reach, reach, it's 2. Do it so you can see me front on. Number 4. Cool, so that's ADP warm-up. Those that did day 1 will be familiar with that already. I want you to go through that twice. I just want to cut down the length of this video a little bit, so I'm not going to go through that again. Pause the video, do that exact series of exercises, 4 exercises, 6 repetitions. Go through that again now. Okay, so wanted a real quick recap of the hinge, which is the main exercise we covered off in video 1. So we're going to go back to our wall hinge. So that means go back to your wall, about 30 centimeters away from the wall. I'm going to make 2 fists and I'm going to push my backside back to the wall. Remember when we set up, knees dip, bum back, back flat. And standing up. There's 3, we're going to do 6, 4, 5, and 6. Just shake it out a little bit. So I do the next set side on, but I want you to stay against the wall for now. So remember the 3 cues are dip at my knees, and I'm going to push my bum back to what should be the wall, and I'm going to keep my back flat. Shoulder blades locked in, going to help me keep my back flat. This is what it looks like. Dip my knees, push my bum back, and slide down. And standing up. We're going to do 6 of those. So you should be going back to the wall with your backside. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And also make sure you check to see what your form looks like. Hopefully it mirrors something similar to what I've just showed you in that last set. Video it, do it in front of a mirror or side on to a mirror. do it into a window, and checking your form and seeing what you look like is quite a good way to help you correct and understand, because quite often what you are doing, or what you think you are doing, and what you're actually doing are two different things. So I'll show you one more time from the side. Actually, I'll get you to step away from the wall this time. So we're going to do it standing out. I want you to make two fists. You're going to put them on your thighs, and we're going to do the same thing. So still picture like we're taking our backsides back to the wall, but this time we're stepping away. So we're going to go a little bit further down. So I've got my two fists onto my thighs. I'm dipping at my knees. I'm pushing my backside back, and I'm sliding my fist down to my knees, and then I'm standing back up. Same again, reset, dip my knees, push my backside back, sliding my fist down, and standing back up. I'm going to do 4 more of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, so that's our set of 6. So go back, have a look at my form in that video, try and work out where you might be going wrong or if you're going on the right track, and practice that over and over again. Really key exercise for us going forward, so I really want you to nail that one. Good little recap. Hopefully you've improved from day one. It's a tough one, but we'll get there. And we're going to move on. New exercise. So squat. I briefly mentioned squat in the warm-up. We're going to focus on that today. You will need a chair or a bench or a box, but something that is strong, that can take your weight. I've got a chair. Ideally, bring that into picture. Ideally you want a height where if you stand right up to the chair, or this way, it's in line with my knees. That is the correct height for us. If you don't, that's okay. If it's a little bit higher, if it's a little bit lower, that's fine. What I don't want it to be is a lot higher or really, really low to the floor. If you don't have a chair, that's fine. We can do it without a chair. In fact, that's sort of the next stage, which we'll get to today. So don't worry about that too much. But ideally a chair, a bench, a box, something strong that can take your weight. Right, so the squat. Squat is probably, well, one of the top 3 exercises in the gym. I'm sure you're familiar with the term squatting. You may have done squatting before. You may not have. It might be completely new to you. That is okay, because we're going to start from the bottom and teach you the very basics of the squat first and work our way up. So get your chair. I'm going to get you to stand side onto your chair. Well, sorry, facing your back to your chair, side onto you in the video. I want you to come right back. So the back of my legs, or just behind my knees, are actually touching my chair. What I want you to do is, without any cueing, I just want you to sit back onto your chair and stand up. I'm going to do a set of 6 of those, so 5 more. Last one. Good. So if you could rewind the video and just have a look at that. And if I was to remove the chair away from my squatting pattern, it would actually look like a really nice squat movement. So I want to replicate that movement eventually without the chair. But a chair is a really good way, a good place to start with learning the squatting pattern. So again, stand really close to your chair so you're touching. This time, I want you to try and push your backside back. So I'm getting to the back corner of my chair with my backside. My feet are lining up about hip width apart. My toes are pointing ever so slightly out on a diagonal. So ever so slightly this way, not too far that way, and not inwards. My knees are in line with my toes. My knees are going to track forward in the line my toes are facing. My bum is going to push backwards, and I'm going to try and keep my chest up. But the important thing for now is that we find where we want our feet to go. We're nice and close to the chair, and I'm trying to push my backside back to those back corners of the seat. I want you to put your hands on your hips to start with, and we're going to do a set of 6. So I'm sitting back, I'm pushing my backside back of my chair, and I'm standing back up. Just turn that so you get a better view. It's better. I'm going to do 5 more of those. So really close to my chair, bum back, stand up. Nice. So that should be helping to put you into the perfect squat position. It might seem like an easy exercise, but we really need to nail this again. Really key exercise, just like the hinges to our program. And I really want you to understand what we're trying to do, so when we do progress, that it's an easy progression and you do it correctly with all the right form. So I want you to go back to the chair one more time. This time I'm going to go arms out in front, get nice and close to my chair. Same thing, same cueing with the hinge. I'm going to push my backside back, but I want to keep my chest up this time. So arms out in front, I'm going to do 6, bottom back, chest up, and then standing up with hips through. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Right, and if you're really comfortable with that, I'm just going to show you one little progression. So we're actually going to remove the chair from the equation now and do the squat without having that surface to sit back on. Hopefully that doesn't change your technique too much, but often it does. So see how you go, but be really mindful of still using that exact same movement pattern that we did with the seat, now that we've removed it. So we find our position, find where my feet want to go, about hip width. My toes are slightly pointed out, my knees are going to track my toes. I'm going to push my backside back, and I'm going to keep my chest up. So we'll go arms out again. So just exactly like I was when I was sitting back onto my chair. My bum is going back, and I'm standing back up. Second rep, bottom back, chest up, stand up, good. We'll do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool, so that's a real quick intro into the squatting pattern. If you struggled when you pulled the chair away, go back and just do them with the chair, because that is going to teach you exactly how I want it to look in the technique that we're trying to get across. So the chair is good. Don't be tempted to rush in and go into that straight to that bodyweight squat, because I know a lot of you will struggle with that, and that's completely cool. All right, exercise number 3, glute bridge. So we're going to lie on our back, sort of like a sit-up position. Like I'm going to do a sit-up or a crunch. I'm going to lie with my feet flat on the floor. My bum's about 15 centimeters from my heels. My back's nice and flat. My core's nice and strong and engaged. And pushing through both my heels, I'm going to take my hips up to the ceiling. Once they're there, I'm going to rest for a second, and then I'm going to control the movement back down. I'm going to do 5 more of those. Up, as high as I can go, and back down. Up and hold for 1. 2 more. Good. So that exercise, I'm going to use the back part of my legs. For the squat, we use the front, and to keep yourself nice and balanced and strong on both sides of your legs, we need to do an exercise that's going to use your hamstrings and your glutes, and that is the glute bridge. So quick little rest. We're going to go straight into a second set. Lying back down, feet flat on the floor, so feet aren't too far away. They're actually nice and close to my bum. I'm going to push through both heels, and take my hips up really high as I can go, and then back down. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the last one there. Cool, so you should feel your glutes really engage and really go tight when you go to the top of that lift. When you go up, just give your bum a little bit of a feel. It should be nice and engaged, and your glutes should be really tight. If not, I want you to push through your heels more. So put more weight through the back part of your feet. That will engage your glute muscles and get the right areas that we're trying to target today. Cool, so we're going to do one more set of 6. So exactly the same again. So feet nice and close to my bottom, lying nice and still, core engaged, take my hips up and control back down. Here's 1, 2, 3, 1, 6. Cool, so that's a real quick fire through of those 3 exercises. Feel free to go back through those, to pause the video, rewind, or sorry, stop the video, rewind, have another go at those, because more practice, you're going to get better, you'll improve, you become more familiar and more confident with those movements. Similar to the day 1 session, we are going to do a bit of a 10-minute circuit, a bit of a 10-minute conditioning hit using some really good bodyweight exercises to get your heart rate going, to get your lungs working, which will set you up really nicely for being active and doing something that's going to really stimulate your muscles and keep you nice and fresh and healthy. Right, so what have I got for you today? So exactly the same format as day 1. We're going to start the clock for 10 minutes. We've got 3 exercises and we're going to do 10 repetitions of those 3 exercises continuously for as many rounds or sets as possible over that 10-minute period. So what are those exercises? We have a squat jump. So show you side on. So we've just been practicing our squat, so this is a nice transition into a movement. Hands on hips. You're going to squat back. We're not going to go to the full depth, just to about a quarter of the way through. Then you're going to jump, land, squat again, jump, 2, 3, all the way to 10. Press ups. So we covered these in day 1. More than happy for you to go from your knees. In fact, I'd encourage it. So from your knees, nice and strong. 1, 2, etc. to 10. Mountain climbers. So we're in a press up position from our feet. My left foot's going to go just to the outside of my left hand here, and then I'm going to change and alternate back and forth, left and right. So that looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Those are the 3 exercises. So 10 reps of the squat jump, 10 reps of press up, 10 reps of mountain climbers, back to the start, keep going for 10 minutes, put on your favourite music, get stuck in, enjoy it, and I'll see you for another video soon.